Good morning, everyone. Okay, I need you to slow down and pay attention because what I am about to tell you is the kind of thing that changes how you move in a specific situation that is already happening in your life and that you may not have fully registered yet. Welcome and take this seriously because it is serious. There is someone who is paying very close attention to you and to someone you are connected to, or someone you care about, or someone who cares about you. This person, the observer, is not neutral. They are not simply curious. They are watching with intention, with the specific intention of someone who has a stake in the outcome of what is between you and the other person, and who is not comfortable with what they are seeing develop. I want to be clear about what kind of watching I am describing, because there are different kinds, and the specific kind matters for how you respond to it. This is not malicious watching, not someone who wants to harm you or destroy what you are building or create problems out of nothing. This is the watching of someone who cannot fully let go of something they feel they have a connection to, or a claim on, or a history with that your current connection or the connection that is forming is displacing or threatening to displace in their mind. Let me tell you who this person is likely to be, not by name, but by energy. So you can identify them when I describe them and understand what they are doing and why. This is someone from your past or from the past of the person you are connected to. Someone who has not fully transitioned into whatever chapter comes after you or after them. Someone who is still emotionally present in what they have been watching through whatever access they have to information about your life or the life of the other person, or both. They are watching because watching is all they can do. Because the alternative, the full letting go, the complete relinquishing of whatever claim or connection they feel, is something they have not yet been able to do or are not yet willing to do. And so they watch closely with the particular attention of someone who is monitoring something that they are not yet ready to stop monitoring. I want to speak about what the watching produces, because it is not inert. Attention of this kind, focused and sustained and emotionally charged, has an effect on the thing it is watching. Even when the thing being watched is not fully aware of the attention, the effect is subtle, and it shows up in specific ways that I want to name so you can recognize them. If they have been present in your situation, a particular kind of interference in the flow of things between you and the other person, moments where something that should have been easy became unexpectedly complicated, or where information arrived in a way that caused unnecessary friction between two people who were otherwise moving well together. A sense that something external is present in the dynamic. That does not belong to you and the other person, but that keeps inserting itself, not always visibly, but perceptibly to someone who is paying attention, and possibly the specific discomfort of feeling watched without being able to identify clearly where the watching is coming from or who is doing it. If any of those feel familiar, they are relevant to what I am describing. Now I want to tell you what to do with this information, because knowing about it is only useful. If you can translate it into action, that protects what is real between you and the other person without becoming consumed by the watcher or giving the watching more power than it deserves. The first thing, protect your privacy, not in a paranoid way, not in the way that has you scrutinizing everyone around you, with suspicion, in the grounded, practical way of someone who understands that not everything needs to be visible to everyone, that what is building between you and another person is not everyone's to witness in real time or to have access to before it has had the chance to fully form in its own protected space. Keep some things private. Let what is developing between you have the protection of not being entirely visible to someone who is watching it, with the particular attention of someone who has something to gain from it not succeeding. Whew. The second thing, do not let the watcher become the focus. This is perhaps the most important instruction I can give you, because the natural response to discovering that someone is watching closely is to start watching them back, to redirect attention toward understanding who they are, what they want, what they are doing with what they observe, and what you need to do about it. That redirection of attention is what the watching achieves. Even when the watcher never intended it as a strategy, it pulls your focus from what matters toward what is trying to matter, but should not. Keep your attention where it belongs, on what is real between you and the person you care about, on building what is worth building, on being present in what is actually forming, rather than in the management of someone who has chosen to spend their energy watching something that is no longer theirs to influence. The third thing, strengthen what is real. The best response to someone watching what you are building with the intention of a person who is not at peace with seeing it built is to build it better, more solidly, with more intention, with more genuine communication between you and the other person, so that the foundation is strong enough to be unaffected by whatever the watching produces in terms of interference or friction or the occasional noise. That comes from someone who is not fully at peace with what they are watching develop. Real connections built on honest foundations with two people who are actually present in what they are creating are not destroyed by watching. They are sometimes slowed or made more complicated temporarily, but not destroyed. Build what is real and let the real be its own protection. I want to say something now about the person who is watching because I think it is important for how you hold this information. They are not your enemy. I want to say that clearly because the natural response to learning someone is watching you closely with the attention of someone who has something at stake, is to cast them as an adversary, as someone against you, working against what you are building, deserving of defensive energy and protective measures that are oriented against them. They are someone who has not yet let go of something they still feel connected to, and that inability to let go has them in a position that is ultimately more painful for them than it is for you, because you are moving forward and they are watching someone move forward without being able to do the same. That is not a position of power. That is a position of stuck. Hold them in whatever way you can without letting their being stuck. Pull you into stuckness with them through the specific gravity that other people's unresolved energy can exert on those who are sensitive enough to feel it. Keep your distance, not from your own path, not from what is forming between you and the person you care about, from the energy of someone who is watching and who is not at peace. With what they are watching, keep your energy protected. Keep your privacy protected. Keep your attention on what is actually yours to focus on, which is the real and forming and worth building thing. Between you and the person, this is all about the watching does not stop what is real. Nothing outside you and the other person has the power to stop what you are both choosing. If you keep choosing it consciously, with full awareness, and the particular intention of two people who know what they are building and why it is worth building. Build it privately, intentionally, without apology, and let the watcher eventually find their own way forward when they are finally ready to stop watching what is no longer theirs